In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune. You have to understand how things are up here. In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune.
Scorpio, how you doing, guys? So this is a tarot reading for channel messages first, and then a tarot reading for your general overview for June 2020. How you doing, Scorpio? So my messages are kind of like changing just since yesterday, to be honest. They used to be catchphrases, and now they're actually coming in to do with, they're saying that there's a catch, that there is a catch to it. Okay, now whatever this twist is, it feels like that there's a, what's that film, General Twist of Fate, something to do with that, something to do with like faith, the name Faith or Fate, okay? Or I'm picking up like a general store of an actual fate where they're selling products on a fate, which is like an attraction for like a fairground attraction. Hopefully it's not a fatal attraction. If you've got anything to do with the Cancerian, that possibly could well be true, because I'd done theirs yesterday or the day before, and also Leo, I think, and I told them to go back and watch the Fatal Attraction video. So if you cross-watching, watch those and then go back to that and you'll see what I'm saying. Because they're saying that there's something in this connection around this area of Fatal Attraction. It's like, because it feels like a fatality, I don't know why they're saying a fatality, like fatal, like a fatal attraction. It's all they keep saying, like a fatal attraction. It's like daring, or Darren, or daring, or like wearing. It's like wearing, and it's wearing, and it's wearing, but it's like a fatal attraction. I'm definitely picking up an energy of Capricorn around you guys. I haven't wrote these down. These are just, they're just kind of like getting me to briefly look at something is wearing, and it's wearing, and it's wearing you down. Okay, so we'll go on straight with these channel messages. So they're saying that I'm really confused. I just don't get it. I'm really confused. I just don't get it. It's like you're in a relationship, okay, or you're in a marriage. Because they're definitely saying that some of you could well be like fully engaged in this, which is like, I am committed, and I am committed, and I am committed. Okay, but some of this is so confusing for somebody, where it's saying, I'm really confused, I just don't get it. It's like, what do you want from me? That was one of the messages, is what do you want from me? Okay, which was Pink Floyd, which is like, what do you want then? Like, it feels like that you're going to get into this agreement, or that you're in an agreement with someone. It's like, right, well, we're in an agreement, okay, so have we agreed on it, and what's the terms, and what's that, and there's the discussion, right? There's the laying the law down and the terms there, because there is something to do with like the law is coming through as well, and I keep picking up that name law, or Laura, or Loz, or something, or sorry, like Soz. But it's like, okay, so this is my terms, okay, and this is my condition. So what, because it feels like someone has a condition, right, like a mental illness in certain ways of a condition. That's not for all Scorpios. I'm not saying it's you, I'm saying it could also be the other person. Okay, and it's confusing you, right, where you're kind of like, well, I get it, and this is my terms and conditions, and you have this discussion, it's like, okay, there, and then it's kind of like, and it happens again, and you're like, wow, this is like really confusing me. It's like, I thought that we forgot all of this, and you know, so I thought that we'd said our piece, and you said your piece, and then you stated down what you wanted and what I did wrong and what you did wrong, and there's the tit for tat and the argue and the settling energy, and then the settle energy comes, and then you start settling down, and then all of a sudden it confuses you again, and you're like, hold on a second, I thought that we'd finished, or I thought that we'd finished. I really don't know if someone like wants to be in a relationship, doesn't want to be in a relationship, or whether they know whether they're in one or not. Now, if you're physically in a relationship, I think that someone's getting so confused about it that it's like the calm before the storm. The calm is there, the storm is there, and then as soon as the storms hit, there seems to be like something else that's brewing in the teapot that's kind of like, I'm just waiting for this to happen again. And it's like someone is so like I don't know if it's coming across as like paranoid, and someone's paranoid, and you're kind of like, hold on a second, what? What you paranoid about? What you like? Because they just said fussing about. Like, what's all the fuss? Like, I don't get what all the fuss is. Okay, I'm also picking up Fuzz, which was a film which was to do with the police force. So I don't know if a lot of you, if this is to do with like government stuff, right? Like police sentence, because I definitely picked up sentence. Okay, and through another reading yesterday, I can't remember who I did. I think it was Libra. I picked up death sentence, and that there was a Scorpio card, is what I said. It could just be a Scorpio card. Okay, but it feels like this sentence, right? And it's like, some of you, right, though, this is not like an actual sentence, like a death sentence or hope not, but like sentences that come out. And it's like, hold on a second, just give me a chance to say. It's like I'm trying to form a sentence, right? And I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say and what I'm going to write down. And there's my sentence. So I've kind of like put it out, there's my sentence, right? So that's kind of like laying the terms down in the relationship or whatever this very strange energy is, right? And you lay it down and you say it, but it seems to fall upon deaf ears where someone gets so skittish where it's like, well, I'd said that there was nothing wrong. So why are you making something wrong that I don't understand that I've done wrong? Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like someone gets that wound up by this that they emotionally shut off and shut down and close things down, and they're kind of like, and then start thinking again, and then it happens again, and it's like, hold on a second, who on earth here is to blame? Like, because it's, I don't know why, Scorpio, I normally go off sometimes channel messages, and then I know why, but then I go off like my feeling in my gut of being an empath and how this feels, and then also messages from that. And I think that it feels so frustrating, like it's just frustration after frustration after frustration. And I don't think this is coming around in your job. I think this is coming around in your head and in your feelings, which is, I don't think you're confused, because I had a transfusion or confusion, and it's something to do with like blood work or blood groups or like groups of something, and it's being grouped upon. Oh, okay, wow, they're saying someone could be grooming. I mean, I don't know if this is a bridegroom or the strange groom. But I don't know, it feels like I constantly need to prove myself. Like why do I have to keep proving myself to you? I'm telling you that everything is fine. Why are you worried? Why are you panicking? Why are you fearful? It could be Leo. Okay, so it feels like I need to reassure you and assure. I think that's where the law is coming from. Law, or the actual law, Laura or Shaw. Okay, or Sandy. Sandy, yeah, Sandy. Hi, Sandy. But it's kind of like Bette Midler and Beach, right? Beaches. It's I don't know why they're saying peaches, beaches. I don't know why these could be names. Beaches, peaches, peaches and cream, like peachy keen. This is peachy and keen, peachy keen. There could be a heart-shaped box. It could be by a song by Keen, but it's like, well, I'm keen. And thank you, sorry. I'm keen, and I'm keen, and I'm keen. It's like, yeah, I'm keen. It's like, yeah, I'm keen on you, and I've got, my eye on you, and you're mine. It's like, yeah, so I'm keen, I'm up for it. And it's kind of like, all of a sudden, it's kind of like, well, let's have all of this, and then let's just destroy it. And it's like, what do you want to throw all of this away for? And it's like, well, And I don't know why that I get this energy of someone playing this dangerous game, like Dangerous Minds, I'm hearing also. Dangerous Minds, like a minefield, and it's like I've got to work my way through this minefield, and as soon as I get there, the tail hits, and then it's kind of like, well, I can't navigate myself through this relationship at the moment, because I'm trying to navigate The Navigator, also the film The Navigator. So I don't know if these films are going to relate to anything in your life or watch them. Navigator. So it could have something to do with a Cancerian and driving, right? Driving. Like driving and like I'm driven and I'm driven and I'm so driven and I'm driving and I'm driving and I'm driving and I'm driving. Like I am driving in my car. Boom, 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 boom. And I think that when you drive, you get a moment of clarity. Okay. But it seems to be like this driven thing, right? That it's driven and it's fueled driven. Like someone fuels this fire, right? I'm definitely picking up fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And they fuel the fire. And it's a bit like I'm picking up like a poke, like a fire and then poking a fire, right? So I'm feeling like, well, I'm just going to take a poke at you or something. It could be anything phallic or sexual, but I'm picking up like I'm just going to take a stab in the dark and poke you or something. Or someone could be you or them. And it's like I'm just going to test and then test and then test and put you to the test. And it's like someone's doing this in their head on purpose because you're manifesting it. If it's in your head, trust me, if it's in your head and I'm picking it up, it's because it's in your head, in their head, or just in their head, and it's coming down. It could have something to do with anything phallic, right? Of bobbing for apples, right? But I don't know why this is coming very like someone feels like they're always being like put to the test. It's like, okay, so we reconcile, we do things, we start talking, it goes on. And then why do you need to put things to a test? Why do you need to test my patience? So some of you could be dealing with patience, again, which could be Sagittarius or Libra. But why do you need to test my patience? Also, like patience, if you have patience and you work for inpatients, outpatients, this could also be coming into your job area where someone at work frustrates you that much, like, oh man, you are testing my patience. Yeah. And I think that's generally all of what's going on with you, Scorpio, around your work. Or I think it's more of a driving job or a work, okay? And I think that you're testing my patience because I feel like this slow go. And it's kind of like, right, we'll go. And then it's like, yeah, I'm just going to like, just plod along and just do something very slow. And you're like, oh, wow, man, will you have a bit of pep in your step? Will you do something? Like, you know, will you have a bit more? Come on, let's go. And you're kind of like you always seem to be late, but I don't think you're late. It's because of someone else. Okay, some of you now, it's saying that there could be like pregnancies or periods and that kind of thing where someone could be late, right? I know, I don't know if someone's done something outside of a relationship or if this is coming from you or somebody, but they're saying that someone could be late, okay, like on their period, possible. And they may have done something. Now, these are literally just channel messages. I really wouldn't know unless this is your situation, okay? So don't take my word as fact. But they are just saying that somebody could well be late, and this is why there's a lot of confusion. Now, this is either late to do with a woman's body clock and pregnancy and that kind of thing, or it's because I'm late. Like, it's because I'm late. So it feels like that you're always late to the finish line, but not because of you, because of somebody else. And it's like, I'm going for the finish line, and we're going for the finish line. I pick up 7 of Wands, right? That you're crossing the line. Like, you are really crossing my boundaries and you're crossing my line. Like, you know, I'm going forward and I thought we were going forward and we're going forward. So why are you late? It's a bit like the old story of the tortoise and the hare, right? Was it the tortoise? I'm sure it was. Like, there's one real fast one and there's one real slow. And it's kind of like, slow, stop, fast. And it's like, what? It's like, let's just put the brakes on. And it's like, why do we need to put the brakes on? I thought everything was going okay. And I don't know if this is coming through where you're working. Like, someone's like so slow at like, or there seems to be, Scorpio, right, this energy that someone's putting out in their mind, right? And it's kind of like, I want things fast. And then it's kind of like, yeah, well, let's, you know, what can I do? Why? Because if there's energy around people still of coronavirus, right? We're really not out the water yet, and everyone's like, no, we're all going to be going back out there and everything else. Welcome to phase 2, right? But pretty much there are still laws in place, and I think, well, a lot of this is where this is coming from, that there are laws in place that is stopping a lot of connections and that is stopping a lot of interaction with humans, right? Now, if you're in a relationship and it's at distance and you physically can't because the thing that's in between is law, okay, someone gets very frustrated and starts blaming you that you're not doing something when you're like, well, what can I do then? Because I'm doing all that I can, and this is really confusing me because we're talking or we're not talking. So say, for instance, if you are talking, you're talking and you're talking. You're like, okay, I'm giving you what I can give you. This is what I can give you, right? Which is talking. And then it's kind of like, okay, let's stop talking. And it's like, what do you mean, okay, then let's stop talking? And I think that some of this is coming across as where someone's frustrated because they can't see you. So what they do is they blame you for this thing that you can't possibly do anything about. And you get that frustrated and wound up that you're like, man, what do you want from me then? It's because it's like trying to get blood out of a stone, right? But I think that you're giving it, but the reason why you can't is because of the law and the separation of the coronavirus, right? Because they're definitely saying that it is something to do with this coronavirus, you know, and I haven't mentioned that in all my other readings. You'll probably see some of it, but not as in depth as this. And I really think that there's this compromised energy, right, between here and here. And I think that what is here is the law, right? Now, this is either to do with like a marriage, Libra, and a separation and a divorce, right? And if it isn't coming through as like a divorce, it's to do with the work, right? Because that would also represent Libra, because that would represent like councils and bosses and things, okay? But it's also coming across as your love life, where you are that like, man, like I don't know why I'm getting so frustrated for your reading, Scorpio. Like I said, I do connect empathically to this confusion, right? So it's like, well, how on earth can I, as an earth sign, definitely in this, right? But how on earth can I literally do any more or give you any more than I can? It feels like someone wants a lot more out of something that you can possibly give. It's like, I'm trying to give you everything that I can, right? And I'm trying to give you that. But then when I do give you that, why is that like not enough for you to accept that that's what I am, that's who I am, that's what I can give you, and why is this frustrating? I'm sorry, I'm getting really upset. Sorry, I am. All of a sudden, I kind of like got, like emotional, like emotions, like someone has like stuck. I mean, that is Scorpio as well, you know, that is Scorpio as well, because you have such like fixed emotion, right? But I think that it's also coming from around people around you, where it's kind of like, no, I need to just pry or prise into Scorpio's stuck, like fixed, and it's got to be something wrong with them because, well, that's not normal. Why are they not physically open to everything that it is that I feel that I want and everything that I want and need? So I need to pry into a fixed water signs energy to try and see, well, what's wrong with them? That this is not normal. And I think that this is why you're getting so confused, Scorpio, because you're like, well, I am normal, man. I'm just Scorpio. Like, I've got Scorpio placements or I'm Scorpio, right? So you can't pry into a Scorpio's feelings and just think that it's like all of the time, like, you know, because I mean, in my experience with Scorpio in my chart as well, is that, I mean, but everybody has kind of like placements of so many different things. But like, why, this is why I'm getting so confused. It's like someone doesn't understand that kind of like feeling. It's like, well, I'm giving you feelings. Like I am, because I'm talking to you, or I'm talking to you, or we're not. Like, so, like I say, if you're talking, and you're saying, well, okay, well, all we can do is talk, right? So all we can do is talk, and we can't do this because of the law. So why is that not enough? Then why are you blaming me that I can't get here, or why we can't do that? That's not my fault. That's the law's fault. That's what's going on here. So why are you so confused about what I can give you, which is all of my divided attention and everything else? So I'm giving you that. But if you're not talking, this is going through someone else's head, where they're kind of like, oh, well, now I'm second guessing everything now because they're not giving me everything that I want and everything that I need. And you're kind of like sitting back thinking, man, what on earth? You know, this is not my fault. I am literally not to blame. Why is it that you can't just take that, like, things slowly or things one step at a time until all of this like stops, and why it's not my fault? And I think someone is like either purposely blamed or unpurposely blamed, or someone just doesn't get that, right? They just don't get the fact that, well, we're compromised by things in life. You know, we're compromised by work, time, money, career, as well as this. So sorry, Scorpio. So that's that. I mean, that, wow, that came out of nowhere. Some of that came from here. What do you want from me? I don't know how if there is any, sorry, I'm dyslexic and I can't spell, so I just kind of like transform my kind of like, I use it as breaking code. If it goes, I just say something else, right? And I am definitely picking this up as like sentencing, like definitely like forming a sentence. And it's like, well, I'm trying to form a sentence, and it's like, will you give me time to speak? It's like, I'm trying to form a sentence, and I'm trying to form a sentence, and there's my sentence, and I've said it. And it's like, yeah, but I'm not really taking what you're saying into consideration because I'm not really listening. I'm just kind of listening as another individual of what I feel and what I want, and what you say is not good enough. So I feel like you feel like you're compromised. Like, oh man, I literally can't say anything right. I can't say anything wrong. Everything that I do say is like always blamed upon me as if to make me feel wrong. And then if I do say something right, then that is like probably not even right either. So it's like, well, Gemini. You're definitely dealing with also like air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I don't know if there is any more I can actually give. Like, I don't know if there's any more I can give. Like, I've given you everything that I've got. I don't know more. I don't know if there's any more that I can possibly give you. Now, I don't know if that's because someone wants to or doesn't want to, or whether it's because they're kind of like, well, I'm giving you everything that I've got. I've given you the time that I've got. I'm giving you the quality of everything that I have when I have it. So why are you not satisfied with the things that we physically can't do? Why are you just not satisfied with the things that I actually can? So why are you not looking at the brighter side of what I can give you and what all the things that I have and have given you? And why are you always looking for the negative part of what I can't actually do and what I can't give you? That's definitely what I'm picking up for you guys. Okay, but none of that was really there. It was there, Scorpio. It's there as an energy of how I feel in my head and well, pretty much how I channel. How you doing, Scorpio? Okay, so just a very brief interlude. My messages now, okay, this one will go to the same normal tier on Patreon, which is $5. Okay, this one is just a general spread overview, and it goes to patrons, the $5 readings. I've still left the other one open that I used to have when I first started. That's open. Some people have still remained on that one and still go to that one, and I really do appreciate it. And you can watch all backdated readings that have all still gone to that one, okay? But everything that comes out after this, because I probably have to go back to work, I'm not 100% sure, I'd rather focus all of my time and energy and full extended readings with these and the channel messages and put them onto the other tier for people. Now I'm going to try and do this with not putting them on YouTube. Okay, so if you want exclusive stuff that doesn't come out on YouTube, which will probably be like you versus them, how do they feel about you, how do they think, what they're going through, what are their emotions, all that kind of stuff, the channeled messages, all contained in one video, so it doesn't edit. I don't have to explain myself all the time, like this sort of stuff that I get frustrated with, and I can just focus on giving the people what they pay for, which will be more on the tier 2. Also the music. If you're interested in the music that I do, the music videos that I put together with also the music that I make myself, if you like all of those, they've all been mixed. I'm learning to actually mix. Mix and master is actually the hardest thing other than making music, is to make it sound right. But it's kind of being done. It goes out as an MP3 or WAV file. Now I'm going to put those for a little while on tier 2 as well, so you can download those if you want them and put them on your iPods and stuff like that. And there's also going to be a separate tier that will just have the music on, that will be very cheap, that instead of you going through everything, you can actually just have the music. But it will tell you all over on Patreon if you want them, and I'm sorry about the drag on about that one, but I have to say that in every video now until the end of, well, so while I get through June. Okay, so you got the Queen of Wands, Scorpio. So the Queen of Wands, passionate fire. I have got the fire. It's like I am the Lord of Hellfire, and I'm the Lord of this. There's a lot of law, Laura or Lords or Lords. The Lord's Prayer. Now I did pick that up in the last reading, which was now I lay me down to rest, than my soul to keep. I can't remember that off the top of my head because I never used to say prayers, but there was something like, say a little prayer for you forever. It's like forever and ever, but at the moment I'm really not concentrated on you. There seems to be a fire sign that's trying to avoid you because they've turned their back. Okay, it's like, well, I'll turn my back then. If you're not going to give me the attention, you're not going to think that I want, then, well, at the moment, it's just how the card's looking to me. Okay, I'll go off that as well as readings. But if it's like, well, I need the attention, I want the attention, and it all comes to me, all of this energy through this reading comes from or to the Queen of Wands, which is air sign, fire sign. I don't know why I said air sign. Fire sign. It could be a fire sign that has air in their chart, okay, which is what they're saying, yes. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, somewhere in their chart, but Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Okay, but it all comes to me. I want you to come to me. I want you to come to me. I want the, because this could also be, it can be a fixed or open fire sign. But what I'm picking up is that it all has to come to me, either like really quickly because it's open, or really, or all comes to me because it's fixed energy of fire. So I don't know why I'm picking up on that. But again, it's got to come to me. You've got to come. It's a bit like not Dick and Dom. What was that? To me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you. And it's like, oh really? I mean, no, it wasn't Dick and Dom, was it? Let's see. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June 2020. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June. Oh, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. There you go. So you get the truth, Scorpio. I'm just going to have to put my fan on because it is got, and I've just literally put my hand in the fan. Pink Floyd, right? Spit on a fan, didn't he? You remember? But anyway, well, what's the truth? Can you handle the truth? This is the truth. You get the truth. It's like, well, I'm going to speak it. You know, so someone's going to speak their mind. Whatever they think, they're just going to literally say it, and they're going to speak their mind. Okay. So it's like, well, forever hold your peace. This can be speak your mind, or forever hold your peace, because this can be a missed opportunity to talk. Okay. So it's a bit like, well, unless you talk, I'm not talking, and it's like, look who's talking. So either speak your peace, speak your mind, or forever hold it. Okay, so forever hold your peace is what I'm hearing. Let's see. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for June. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. 8, Leo. You see, again. But when I do talk, or if I do talk, or the reason why I don't want to talk, is because it feels like it's like you're breathing down my neck for something. I mean, this can be if you're like living with someone. This is like if you're living with someone, then you're on top of one another and you don't have any breathing space, right? You don't have that because you're living with someone. You're on top of each other. You're both in this room here, okay, and you're incarcerated in it and you can't get out, right? So it feels like, well, there's no way out. There's no compromising, even if you're not now. But it's like there's no compromising. It's like I need to compromise. It's like, so either speak your truth or forever hold it. And because this is the holding cell, right? This is 8. It's Leo energy. It can also be a trapped energy, so it's normally fixed air sign as well for me. But it's an 8 and it can be Leo as well, which is fixed. So it's fixation of like, well, it's going around in circles and it's going around and around and around and around, obviously in someone's head where they're like, well, I don't know what to do because it feels like you're running circles. Like, yeah, but I need to run this and I need to run that, or like this is chasing and running, man. Like 7 runs, right? 8 arrives here, right? So it's kind of like, well, unless you're going to talk to me, you know, you've got to come and arrive back into this state. So it's kind of like, well, I'm overthinking. Someone is in the energy is like really overthinking a relationship and thinking, well, do I want to be tied down or do I not want to be tied down? Are we together or are we not together? Do we need a break or don't we? And it's going through their head and it's going around and around and around. And it's kind of like, well, I really don't know what the truth is. Do I want to be tied down in a relationship or not? Because it can be like, I like being in a relationship, but what I don't like being is confronted by like, well, how much time have we got? Because this can be an energy of like, okay, we talk, and it's all good, and it's all good, and it's all good. And then it's kind of like, well, what more can I give you? Like, other than what I can, which is like that we can't leave each other or that we can't be with each other. So what we do is that we have a chance to talk, but again, you end up back in this state. So that's the calm before the storm, you see. There seems to be a calm energy here, and it's like, well, I'll just turn my back and I'll look this way. It's like I'll give it a blind eye. I'll just try to not take any notice, right here. I'll try not to take any notice, which can be seen as a game as the other party that's involved, right, which could be you or them. But it's still like, well, I'll just take no notice, right? I'll either take this opportunity or pass on it of whether they reach out or not. But meanwhile, I'm just going to literally continue to like think about being stuck. Could be also Pisces energy. I'm just picking up that stuck energy. But let's see. Scorpio, Sun, rising Venus. Because it seems like it confuses someone. Like they're being hounded but not hounded. It's kind of like, well, you can come to me kind of energy. Let's see, Scorpio, Sun, rising Venus. Four of Wands. So there's the trigger. Someone is going slightly nuts in a way. Sorry, I don't mean to make that sound a little bit condescending, but the moon to me can always represent going slightly like howling at the moon, right? So barking. See, what I heard is not barking mad, but barking at the wrong tree, right? Which is like, well, you're barking at the wrong tree, bruv. Like, I'm definitely picking up a possible Leo energy. I only picked that up as one of the star signs that happens to represent an animal, right? So you're barking at the wrong tree. Because it's like a flock of wolves, right? Here in this card, like a flock of wolves being hounded. It's like I'm being hounded and being hounded and hounded. It's like, I don't know why I'm picking up like you're barking at the wrong tree. Like I don't know what you mean. But again, this is being triggered. This is going on at home as well, by the way, by other parents. Because that's always a mum to me. Always a mum. Back in the day, years ago, before I even was esoteric, what I did watch was documentaries of the world. And I used to watch things of star nurseries and how the stars were born and how Earth was born and coral reefs and oxygen, the moon that gave, and then that really just goes into astrology, really. But again here, the trigger, it's like, well, I'm being triggered. It's like I'm stuck at home and I'm compromised and I'm here. So if you're living with your person, you're married and you're living with the person, okay? You're with them at home here. So this can be, like I said, you can be someone that lives with your mum and you're just like, man, we're kind of like, well, we're working on it. We're working on it. Now, what I will say is a Cancerian, they had 3333 here, 3333, and I called it Cinderella's three-party tea party, but either either. But that is the name of the video that I put out that you've possibly seen by now, right? And they had that, and this can be a Cancerian, right? But Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Confusion. Are you interested in someone else? Are you with someone else? Or are you, But will I also have work? I'm trying to study. I've got time. It's like, well, I've got time to talk after work, or I've got time to work after I've studied and done the things that require my attention to do that, okay? But this is, the three to me is like the High Priestess and the Hangman, which is the mum, the work, the life, and everything that goes around. So it goes around, right? So it's like, well, it's coming back around again. Like, why is this happening again? Okay. It's taking a lot of work to try and get through to someone, to get you both to actually understand that time is just time. And if I have time, we have time. And if we have time to talk, we have time to talk. But I feel like someone pries into someone's mind to try and get them to do something here. Okay, because this person is like looking at this person for an answer for something, right? So it feels like, well, I'm trying to find out the answer. I'm trying to find the answer, and I'm trying to find the answer. But what is the answer? So, well, I don't know. Do you? Like, no. And it's like someone, like, I don't know. It's a bit like question and answer time with Mick Aspel, right? Question and answer time. So, well, I give you a question, okay? So what's the answer? And you're like, well, I don't know. So you're like, well, yeah, but I need an answer. You're like, yeah, I gave you it here. Like, I gave you this answer before. And you're like, yeah, well, I don't know if that's good enough. So it could be an apology. But someone, I don't know if that's an apology that someone wants or they don't want. It's kind of like, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how much more I can give you. Like, I don't know, like, what do you want, blood? What do you want? Blood. This could well be blood, though. This could, like I said, this could be family stuff that's in, blood. As well is where you're going off into a dynamic of what's going on astrology-wise, right? But again, if you're dealing with possible Cancerian, Well, I mean, they both had compromised energies, really, but there was 333 there. So this is the twin flame trigger. I can't even speak now. I think there's a lot like, well, I can't speak. Like, what do we say? What do we do? This is also your work, where you're like stuck with someone at work, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on about my work. Like, am I working or am I not working? Like, you know, can you give me an answer of if there's any work? And it's like, well, we really don't really know yet, but there's possibility of a little bit. So you might just get like some work for something here. I don't know yet. We'll have to see what carries on for the rest of your month and then clarify. Okay, guys, it's a little bit shorter. So what we're going to do is general reading, continue on, and then clarify everything to give me a deeper look into what that means and what the turn-up is. Okay, so like I said, you can either still join the $5 readings, or you can go over to the other tier. I can't remember how much that is, and that gives you literally everything that will come out will go straight to them. More than likely not YouTube. The things that do come out on YouTube, if you are interested, could well be things like pick a card or general readings, but I have to kind of divide my time up. I'd rather give my energy, full energy, into into Patron. Okay. Also, if you want a personal reading, anything like that, all of links can be found below in the show more section, along with Patron. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you're okay, Scorpio. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you everyone there.